Hello, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, June 19th, 2022. For those of you who are listening every week and listen to it on Sunday, the upload's a little bit late today as I began my day commemorating Father's Day. And for those of you who are fathers, happy Father's Day. Fathers in every way. Godfathers, stepfathers, biological fathers, adopted fathers, father relationships that step in. Sometimes mothers playing the father role, right? Or females playing the father role, because there's within each family, there's balance. There's a call to balance. And so that relationship is always there, the yin and the yang in some way. And heaven is very supportive of that. They will send the patriarchal energy to a relationship, to a family. It will try at least in order to balance it out. And for those of you who have fathers in heaven, it can be a very hard day. It's a day. So my thoughts and my feelings are with you. It's a hard day because while you may think of your father throughout the year, today you're kind of forced to think about your father. It's brought right up on you, isn't it? Not so eloquently said, but you know what I mean. And then you see, if you're on social media, the pictures and the memories, and it widens that gap if you indeed had a good relationship with your father, but also it can widen that gap if you didn't. So there are all kinds of emotions and sometimes confusing and varied emotions that can take place during this day. And it doesn't matter how long a father has been either absent from your life or in heaven. It doesn't matter, because it all comes into you. Those feelings, those thoughts, those perhaps in some way wishes can come into it. So it can be quite a day. And I would say to you that if you're one that tries to block it, tries to shield it in some way from you, that's not the best to do. You don't have to be tough. You don't have to be strong. Allow yourself to vent, to heaven. If they're there, allow yourself to vent out to the air if they're not. Take care of your spirit. Take care of yourself. It's so very important to do that. When we block, it stores. It's energy, so it stores like matter on our physical body. And then we get all kinds of things happen, such as chest pains or just being able not to breathe, stress, extra anxieties, just shortness even, to the least of it. So we always want to take care of ourselves as much as we possibly can. Actually, entirely putting ourselves first in every way. It's so important, because the greater you take care of yourself, the greater others will they won't even understand why. They just want to take care of you. And so it's kind of a win-win, isn't it? Though we should always take care of ourselves, no matter what we may see coming back to us. So today's topic with the podcast, it was very hard for me to center on just one thing to speak about today, so it might be a bit of a hodgepodge. I kind of let it flow. It flows right through me out to you, really. There's no script. There's a lot of times not a solid plan. It's just whatever may come out. And, it's more the mid of the day, so you might hear my chair hit the microphone a bit and that type of thing. I've already been out and about today, but, there's some things I do want to touch on today. And perhaps I'm meant to touch on more than one thing today, because I'm told all the time that what I say speaks to someone, if not more than one person. It's always timely. So hopefully all of you listening will connect with at least one of these topics. So the first topic I want to bring up, and I don't even know, as I said, how I'm going to title this podcast. This is not really to one thing, but I'm just finding, and maybe some of you are finding this as well. I'm built to see the blessings, the light, the helpers, the overall good, the bigger picture. I am built to see that, and I'm happy about that because it makes life better when you can see it. You don't get drowned in it all so much, the things that can happen or the moments when things are more of a challenge. But I have to say that I feel recently, let me back up and say this, that we are going through a change on Earth. This is an Aquarian time where higher energies are trying, and if you listen to my podcast every week, you have heard me say this before, so I am repeating. But higher energies are coming to Earth. But in order for them to fully settle here, healing needs to take place on this earth in every way. We have to heal the past. We have to heal the present. We have to get it done. And it's as a whole, but it involves every single individual. And so what you see happening around you with violence, unkindness, hate, bigotry, people not even caring beyond anyone but themselves, white supremacy, just the love of violence, guns, and this is not in any way a political statement with that, but the allowance of things to happen, allowing things to happen here in a more violent nature when things can be done. That's part of what needs to be healed. It's based in fear. It's a deeper complex thing. But it can be hard to live through it. And I mean emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Now some would say, and quite understandably, don't watch the news. But if you're not informed, then you don't know where to direct your prayer. You don't know what's happening. You have to know what's going on. But with the understanding that the news is designed, no matter where it slants, it is designed to draw you in as a viewer. So it's going to be more salacious. It's going to be more negative. It's going to try to stoke you. Breaking news that is never breaking news anymore. Really? Really? I don't want to say never, but when they say breaking news, it's something they talked about yesterday or 5 hours ago. And it's not really a big deal sometimes. And so that's all to pull you in. That's all to grapple you. And they always, they'll put the little good story at the end of the broadcast, and they'll start with all the accidents and all the fires and all the, if they reported fires on the local news, in order to say send prayers to these people, it'd be different, but they report it because it's almost invading their privacy. They report it because it is more sensational. And so it's so important to take care of your mental, emotional, and spiritual health with that, but to still stay informed. So go with the boring. Go with those networks to just read it off, maybe on the radio. Or give yourself minimal pockets of it. Maybe on the top of an hour and then not for a while. I find it's best often to read the news rather than watch it. And so I'll pop on and go, any latest news? Okay, good. Moving on. That's what's better for me. I've learned that because I'm an empath. I'm an emotional person. So I can get pulled in to all the feelings about it. And it's not healthy. It's just not healthy. But what I'm seeing is even on a smaller scale where, and I'm not saying it all because I'm not a lump it all together type of gal. For the most part, yes, there are kind people out there. There are helpers, there are, just today I was involved in a conversation where when you need help, people will give it. That's true. But I'm also noticing a lot of, I'm all in this for myself, a whole lot more. And I matter to me, and it's the smallest things. It's just like a lack of consideration, And it used to be, I feel minimal, and now it just feels like maybe we're at a peak. And that's what the topic is really. I'm wondering to myself out loud if we're not just starting to peak what needs to be healing. That it's not going to get worse before it gets better, or that it's just about to get to this place where then it gets better. The place where people you would expect kindness from are now just going to tear you apart. And where you get it from surprising places, perhaps, or someone that you just thought you had a certain thought about, and then they surprise you. Or maybe, it's simply someone not realizing that their actions in a moment are harmful. Even in the slightest way. I was in a place today where you should drive through respectfully and slowly, and people were speeding through, not mattering if someone's going to walk out in the street, or, a dog might come out. I wasn't even talking about a residential area. And I thought, wow, you're not considering here. And by the way, I know it's not appropriate to judge. Really, heaven doesn't judge us the way some of us have been taught. I noticed it. The inclination to be so focused on what's happening with yourself that you're not realizing your reverberation out to others, your impact, your vibration going out. And also, extraordinarily, but not surprisingly, I'm seeing instant karma happen a lot more. So that also leans me towards thinking we're coming to that escalation, to that peak of the ever-changing times. Now, with the violence that's happening around the country, it will keep happening until something's done about it. It's about will. But I think we're getting closer to enough is enough is enough is enough. And so that's part, again, of that peaking. We have to see how it plays out, because it's the overall will with the individual wills. We have to see if it lines up. But it just feels that way, that there's been a surge ahead. It's like, let's get this done more, But it is something, isn't it? And I think every single one of us has seen changes within, just around our environment or around people that we know. And I'm always analyzing it, really, or reviewing it, I like to say, more than analyzing. Like, how do I want to cope with that? How do I want to feel about that? Do I want to speak at this moment, or do I want to just keep myself quiet? I've learned to pick up and let go more of things, and then focus on what is the healthiest way to deal with things. And that's the best thing to do. When you feel that it's all getting to you, get yourself out to nature. Get yourself listening to great music, to that place. Take care of yourself. Ask yourself, even if you have to do it make believe, what do I really deserve? what do I really want here, and what do I really deserve? Even if you don't believe, even if you don't love yourself enough to really believe that you deserve it, pretend you do. Pretend you are in that place and ask yourself, what would I like? And change is always good. And it's all right to ask for change. It's all right. Sometimes we're afraid that change won't bring better, or we're so comfortable with things, even if we don't like how they're going, we tend to be slow for change. But it's always good. What do you truly want? What do you truly deserve? And I want to segue here with that to expectations. That's the second topic. I can't promise there won't be a third. I think a holiday like Father's Day or Mother's Day or any memory, someone who has passed their birthday, or maybe just any milestone in your life with relationships as a whole. I've been going through a lot personally with my personal thoughts and feelings lately of, am I all right in someone's eyes? Am I good enough? Am I approved of? Am I accepted? And that can be directed to someone on earth or in heaven. And I would tell you probably within the last 24 hours, truth, I said I can't do it. I can't put myself through that. I am good enough. I'm trying. I'm more than enough. I am not a perfect human. Sometimes I try my best, and sometimes I probably could do better. I feel I try too hard within myself, and I don't know that I feel it goes out to the outside with actions. But gosh, can I put myself through mental and emotional and spiritual stuff on the inside. And I also have an expectation of myself being a server of others, a spiritual server, a spiritual coach, of being perfect, of having it all figured out, and being this got it all together human. And I even had a couple people challenge me on it when I have had a human moment. You said that, and you call yourself a spiritual coach? That was their expectations on me. And they weren't even really strong. They weren't even really connections of mine. They were just a couple people on the internet once when I posted something. And it wasn't even all that bad, by the way. It wasn't. And so I was like, wow. They went right to the attack mode when it wasn't really anything. But it was a lesson. It was a lesson. It caused me to have to go there because, I felt so uncomfortable with them calling me out, even though they were, as I said, strangers to me. They didn't know me. But it made me uncomfortable. It caused me to go there with who I am. And I do go there regarding people who know me, whether it be personally or professionally. Always afraid of disappointing. Now in my life I have disappointed. Or I've been given the perception and belief that I have. Because who's to say for sure? And I have to say, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the work of thinking about it. Take me coming, take me going. I'm going to be who I am. But I love trying to be my best self. I love the inside job that I can do. But I also am okay with every once in a while not getting it right. Having to raise my bar for me a little bit more or something. Apologizing when I have, somehow made a mistake. I'm all right with that. But the burden, oh gosh, the burden. And it's all me, all myself, but also based on beliefs and perceptions. And you know when what the truth is that you get back what you put out. So the heavier I am on me, the more others are heavier on me. Oh, I caught that this week too. I felt like I opened myself up and the universe sent me this surge of feedback on it. Meaning I was in one particular area, I want to find my words correctly. What I was trying to resist happened 5 times over. Because I was trying to work it out and be perfect, not mess it up. And it ended up being a problem 5 times over. Now I take things one moment at a time. So even in the moment of things happening, I said, well, we'll take this one moment at a time and it will all resolve itself and everything will be all right. But it's hard not to get overwhelmed. It really is sometimes by this world. I have work that I love. I consider it a vocation. I help people every day. And an example of what can happen here is that when I allow myself to feel burned out or to perhaps focus too much on material life too much, though without elaborating, just in anything of the material world, in any way I don't honor my true self, I will give feedback that I'm not being honored. If I am concentrating on how much I'm earning, inevitably I will have someone contact me and try to get something for free. It's feedback. When you concentrate on how much you're earning, it means that you feel and see lack. And so it goes out, I have lack. So someone or more will respond and say, can you help me for free? You want lack, right? They don't mean it. They're just playing the part. So I always know it's not them, it's what I'm attracting. Then I go about fixing it. So these are this is what I'm talking about, a very simple example. I have to take care of myself in the moment, love my work, which I do. Also, outside of my work, make sure I have balance, make sure I'm living life fully, and not apologize for that. That sometimes I do need to take time and have that balance. But when you do spiritual work, it's often felt that you should be accessible all the time. And I was taught that as well. So it's embedded in me. It's a seed within me. that, even though I am an ordained minister, but even though perhaps I'm not an ordained priest living in a rectory and, always on call, I feel I have this seed that says you should be always on call. But that's not the case. Everyone needs to breathe. Everyone needs balance. Everyone needs to feel loved, because everyone truly is loved. And so the way to get what you want, if you want love, you love yourself. If you want wealth, you feel wealthy. You love wealth. You love abundance. You love your life. You're in the moment and you're grateful for everything. That is how you attain it. When you see something missing, you keep attracting the something missing. And I'm learning. I'm not perfect with this either, but having a Facebook business page, it's under, by the way, Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium. Please visit and like and follow if you will. Having a Facebook presence, I see so many posts every day of people complaining, or making bad jokes about themselves, and they think, well, they might say I'm joking, but they're so unaware of their power, and the universe doesn't see it as a joke. It sees it as something you want, so it tries to send you what it thinks you want. So when you're joking about not having your ideal body, or ideal skin color, or meaning tan, or relationship, or anything, you're asking for more of that. But I don't have a desire, nor do I have a right to be the social media police or the law of attraction police. I've learned to say, okay, that's what they want to attract, so be it. I'm going to be over here working on my side here. But I do send, and I will send even more, because it's such a wonderful thing. It's such a good vibration thing. I will send out a good, warm and fuzzy flow out to them, energy, because it's really good. So I used to want to try and help them, but now I'm like, no, just let them be where they are. And it goes the same with misinformation. So many people are just unkind. They laugh at people who hurt themselves. There's so much of that going on right now, but what they don't realize, you're drawing it to yourself. When you're nasty with another, the universe is going to be nasty to you. It's just how it is. And so you don't want to say, you're drawing it back, right? Because they're not going to listen. They just want to be who they are. Okay, let them be who they are. Maybe, again, throw them some energy. And I don't mean that in a condescending way. That's the only way really to help, is just send them love. Send them love. But I also see people that they want to believe what they want to believe, even if there's no fact behind it. And I think the energies of this world are impacting people in such a way that it's almost like there's a short wire going on. You don't want to necessarily say there's an upgrade in mental illness, but at the same time, there's a milder version going on at times, where it's like you're hearing this, but you don't seem to be comprehending it. And it's not that they're slow. It's just where everyone is in their healing process. And that's the truth. That's why anyone who is a spiritual teacher or leader would say, don't judge. Everyone's where they are, everyone going through a process. And it's really not wrong or right. It's difficult not to feel that way, though, when harm is being done. But it's everybody going through their thing. And yes, it is sometimes you just want to hope that you can duck out of the way at times. But that's really what's going on. So concentrate on taking care of yourself, on feeling good, on relieving your burdens as I've decided to do. To say, listen, I'm imperfect. I'm a human. Stay or go. Come or not. No, it's okay. And then when you take care of you and you feel light and you feel good, send it out. Send out that goodness, that higher energy, that peace to others. In a good, authentic, unconditional way. And you will make a difference in this world. Because it'll circle. It'll go up and down and circle around. The ripple effect will heal. And you won't have to engage. You won't have to debate. You won't have to have negativity. You'll be doing a worthy and good cause. And also, those who would listen to me are usually, I think for the most part, very kind people. But keep this in mind, because we all have moments. We all have days where we're burnt out, run down, stressed. Always take a moment and go towards kindness. Even if you have to count to 5 or count to 10, always go towards kindness. Because again, it's a ripple effect. And you may not see the effects of it at first, but you will eventually. Sometimes things get harsher before they get better. But you and I have been through storms. And we've always gotten through the storm clouds. And we will again. Change always comes. Unless you're determined to live in it, to reside in it. There will always be a shift. And that's so important to keep in mind. So maybe I'll title this, maybe I'll even write this down. Love, balance, and expectations. Because it's so important at this time in this world. And also, I'll leave, or maybe I won't leave with this, but oftentimes sometimes people know the truth within, but they're not ready to hear it or deal with it. And that's all right. They're usually the ones that'll post, you don't know everything, you're not always right. Be open to not being right. That type of thing. Have the understanding, again, that everyone is where they are. All of us are going through things about healing that we sometimes can get surprised, not understand. Sometimes we don't understand our reaction to things, like where did that come from? And it may be something that happened at 2 years old and we buried and didn't realize that it was something that was there. Could be we didn't realize how stressed we are until we have a moment, a breakdown. Give that patience and that understanding and that compassion first and foremost to yourself and then out to others, no matter who they are. Because those who need the most healing require the most love. They really do. Those who are the most unlikable need the most love. And I mean, they have always needed it. They've been living without. That doesn't mean we just let them get away with it. There's always consequences for actions. But to have the understanding that people can be horrible people, and there's a reason. There's evil on this earth, but most of the time it's not evil. It's an absence of love. And the amazing, most powerful thing is that we can all give it. It's fixable. The problem is fixable. Keep that in mind. And give to others what you wish to receive. Treat others as you want them to treat you. If you live by those golden rules, you will see such a change, such a difference. And you'll also one day find out how meaningful your life was in a way that you today cannot know. And that will be worth it. But for the immediate future, it will help your life to turn around if you want it to be better. And if there is something coming where it's great now and something's coming, it will dull the impact and make it better. Very, very, very important. Thank you so much for joining me today. I want to send love to all of you. Love to the all. I appreciate you so much. Your positive feedback for those who have been listeners. Your confidence in me and your support. And for those who are new, thank you for listening today. I hope you connected in some way. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share. And if you have caught it on Facebook also, please follow. And I appreciate all of you. And if you want to know about my work and make an appointment, my website is lisahaupt.com. Thank you again. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, if you're listening to this on Sunday. And whenever you're listening to this, I hope you have a wonderful and just amazing, glorious week. Thank you. Take care.